Welcome back. I'm now joined by Aaron Pryor, and we're actually going to talk about some of our other fall sports, which are well underway and approaching the conference championships. And we're going to start with women's soccer, where North Texas leads the pack, followed closely by Middle Tennessee and defending conference champs Rice.
Yeah, North Texas does look really strong right now. Their defense has been spectacular so far this season. Jackie Kirstein, the goaltender, has only allowed 6 goals in 15 matches thus far. We're going to keep our eye on them. Middle Tennessee and Rice, as you mentioned, both look really strong as well. And watch out for FIU. There's a lot of teams bunched up at the top of the standings right now, but I think we're going to start to see some shakeup moving forward.
And actually, Middle Tennessee plays North Texas on Friday, and then they play Rice on Sunday. So I think, like you said, a lot of our teams will be playing each other, and that may cause some separation between them.
Yeah, with conference play, it's obviously always going to happen. Another team in there as well is Marshall. Watch out for them. They're 10-2-3. Aaron Simmons and Sydney Arnold have combined for 12 goals, including 5 game winners. It's going to be a fun race headed down the stretch into the conference tournament.
Moving on to men's soccer, there are 4 teams who haven't lost a conference game up to this point, but both Old Dominion and Charlotte has had games end in ties. But it's another jam at the top, like you said, with women's soccer. Kind of all the teams are evenly placed within each other.
Yep, men's soccer as a whole has been strong this entire season. There have been 7 teams that have made appearances in the poll so far. South Carolina and Old Dominion at those 1 and 2 spots at the top. Also, Kentucky looks really strong once again. This is definitely shaping up to be a great stretch into the postseason. I want to talk about South Carolina again. They switched goaltenders in the middle of the season and are 5-1 since then. They've also got 2 wins over top 10 teams. Also, Old Dominion, they won the conference championship last year and are on an 8-game unbeaten streak right now, so watch out for the Monarchs. There's still a ton of conference play left, so obviously anybody's game, I guess you could say right now.
Then switching over to volleyball, WKU finds themselves at the top as they're undefeated in conference play, followed by North Texas and UTSA, who both have 1 conference loss, while 4 teams have 2 conference losses, with a lot of big games coming up.
And again, that's the theme of this whole thing, is that everyone still has to play each other, so this could all shake out to be totally different from how it is now towards the end of the season. WKU really strong again. They're 19-2 overall in the year and are currently on a 12-game winning streak. Very solid team all around. They have several tough matchups left, including playing North Texas and FIU, both on the road. And speaking of North Texas, they look very good as well. Last time we talked about the youth of this team and how that could potentially play an impact headed towards the season. Doesn't seem to be phasing them so far. UTSA, don't forget about the Roadrunners, also 4-1 in conference play. Again, overarching theme here in each of our sports is that the top teams still have to play each other. So moving into the conference championship, it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, and we are only a few weeks away from the first of many fall sports championships. We'll start off with cross-country championships at the end of October and wrap up with our football championship event in December, with the 2 division leaders in football going head-to-head. But with all the fall sports going on, let's not forget that basketball season is actually drawing closer, and we actually just had our preseason poll and teams announced last week. On the men's side, last year's conference champs UAB was voted to repeat again this year, followed by Old Dominion and Middle Tennessee. Then on the preseason all-conference team, there are a lot of familiar names that we've seen in the past year.
Yeah, UAB picked to win the league again. William Lee and Robert Brown are 2 big names from that UAB team, key cogs in that championship run last year. Robert Brown really led UAB all season, ending the year by pouring in 21 points against Iowa State and that massive upset in the NCAA tournament. William Lee, youngest member of the preseason all-conference team, nearly 13 points a game last year. Both players going to have big impacts for the Blazers this year.
Then on the women's side, Middle Tennessee was picked as the preseason favorite after coming off last year's season where they made a WNIT run. They're followed by Old Dominion and last year's CUSA champs WKU. And we also see a lot of familiar names on the preseason all-conference team, with Olivia Jones from Middle Tennessee picked as the preseason player of the year.
Middle Tennessee, they were knocked out earlier than expected last year in the conference championship, but with all-conference first-team member Olivia Jones back, they want to get back and make a run through the conference championship.
Don't forget you can follow all of our sports from preseason awards to championship events by visiting our website, conferenceusa.com, or by checking out our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat.